So arborio rice, and we have it right here, about a cup, and we have some olive oil, extra virgin olive oil in a heavy-duty saute pan. You want something heavy-duty to keep the heat in. And we're going to start out with a little bit of garlic in the pan first. So a little chopped garlic. Please always use fresh garlic. Don't use garlic in a jar. Then we add the rice with it. So the rice goes in raw. Coating the rice with the oil, or if you wanted to use butter, you could, will allow these grains to remain separate, and that will allow it to be creamy. Where I'm starting to hear a little crackle, we want to add now some wine. And remember what I'm telling you, any wine that you love to drink, you can cook with. So we're going to use a frascati, a nice white wine today. So we're going to add about a quarter of a cup of that wine. Isn't that sound wonderful? And you want to allow that wine to evaporate. Allow that wine to evaporate. So that's going to take about a minute or so to do, and then we will add our stock. If you look right here, you can see now that the wine has been totally absorbed by this rice. The rice is still fluid. Now we can start to add broth. You want to start with hot broth so you don't bring down the temperature of what you're cooking. Here you can use anything you want, and I would start in little increments of maybe a half a cup at a time. This is vegetable broth. You could use chicken stock if you wanted to. You could, if you're making let's say a fish-based risotto where you're going to have shrimp or clams or something else, you could use a fish broth with this. But the point is that you need to add the liquid in small additions until the rice has absorbed that liquid, and then you will add the next addition. So for this, you have to have what's called in Italian pazienza. I think you can see now how much liquid has been absorbed into this rice. I've added about 3 cups, and that's on average about 3.5 cups of liquid to a cup of the rice. Here are saffron threads, and you buy them in your grocery store. You see they come in a little packet like this. And this helps to color the rice. I'm just going to put that into a little bowl and add some water, just some water. And now we're going to add it to our rice. But before I do that, I want to add back my mushrooms. So there are the porcini, remember? These are the dried, this is the reconstituted. That goes in, and we mix that around. And with this, we want to have some cheese as well. So here we have Parmigiano Reggiano. Remember, that's that wonderful cheese from Emilia-Romagna. So we put in, about a cup of the Parmigiano Reggiano, and now you see how nice and thick that is getting. And now we can add that liquid. So that goes in, all of it. We mix this around. And that's the way risotto should be served, just like that. The Venetians call this all'onda, on the wave. You see, it's wavy. So we're going to put this in a bowl. That goes in the refrigerator. And we did some earlier for you. So now here we have our mixture that's all ready for us to form. And just roll it around in your hands. Now you can make these as large or as small as you want to. Roll them around. And because we started with that rice, that nice starchy rice, you see how that holds together. Fresh mozzarella, you buy it like that. And here it is just cut up into little pieces. And it's a nice creamy cow's milk cheese. And you just take a couple of little pieces of the cheese, as many as you want, and insert it right there in the center. Then take some more of that rice mixture and put it over the top and form yourself a nice compact ball. So here we have some fresh dried breadcrumbs. So you take these balls and just turn them. See, turn them in the breadcrumbs like that. Make sure you coat them nicely. Do another one. So those are beautiful looking rice balls. And then you want to have ready some egg whites. Here we have some egg whites. And we just want to get them frothy. So just get them a little frothy. They go into the egg white mixture, into the breadcrumb mixture again, back onto the plate. You want to chill these at least a couple hours. So let's get these in the fridge. So in this pot here, we have about 6 cups of the extra light olive oil. So you put them in the oil, and you let them get nicely browned on both sides. Take them out when they're nicely brown. See how beautiful those look? And really let all that excess oil come off. Then you put them on absorbent paper like that. And of course, you want to wait a couple minutes before you start chowing down on those, but they're absolutely delicious. The sauce starts with plum tomatoes. There they are, a little extra virgin olive oil. Now this is a sauce from home because in the summertime, we had lots of plum tomatoes in the garden. So here we have 12 cloves, yes, it seems like a lot, of garlic, but then of course we processed a lot of tomatoes. And you want to get that chopped up in our pot. Let me turn up the heat on this now for a minute. Break them up with our hands. And you got to stand back because you know you're going to get squirted. And now, just guiding those tomatoes against that spoon. And the reason I do that is to avoid me getting splattered. Isn't that a good idea? And this is a sauce that's going to cook for about 25 minutes, and then it's done. This is not what is called Sunday sauce. This Sunday sauce cooks forever. So once you have all this in, you just let this go. The house will smell wonderful, and you will have made yourself a classic Neapolitan sauce.